the borough video. They used the police to campaign for them for 4 years. And now they have aligned themselves with an anti-police Marxist organization. They refuse to properly punish a corrupt police chief. They have now shown themselves to be enemies of Christians. They have repeatedly violated my rights as mayor and your rights as residents. Now, what else have they done? Well, they have enriched their friends with your hard-earned money. And today, they intend to enrich their friends, themselves, their developer friends, and their socialist friends, the Fair Share Housing Council, even more. With the settlement of affordable housing litigations that we have been fighting for several years. Rather than appeal, they want to settle. The attorneys on the Zoom meeting, they themselves have said, we are right. We as a borough are right in every legal position. And the Judge Farrington, has been wrong. And the way you deal with that is through an appeal, not through a settlement. Now, such an important meeting should have been live with social distancing and face masks worn, not virtually over Zoom. Our past 5 or 6 Zoom meetings have shown us what the Democratic majority wants. They want no interaction with the public. I see that some of our council majority still have not turned on their cameras. They don't want to face you. They don't want you to see them, but they want to see you. Just picture the Wizard of Oz behind a curtain. That's what it amounts to. And this is unacceptable. If you are on council, if you do not turn on your camera today for the entire meeting, I will deem there to be no quorum and the meeting adjourned and or invalid. And any action taken at this meeting will be deemed invalid.
Nice try, Mario.
Because the council majority and our municipal clerk regularly do not, this meeting is invalid. Under applicable law, when the council majority asks for a meeting, I must arrange it, not them, not the clerk. That's the law. They never asked me for a meeting, and they, with the clerk, violated my rights. The elected mayor.
언니, 줌을 하는데, 저 얼굴이랑은 다 나오는데, 저쪽 사람 소리가 안 들릴 때 뭐를 눌러야 되는지 알아?
Okay, somebody please mute yourself. This is another example of what I call the deep borough.
눌러도.
Buying political machines that want the power for nefarious purposes. Ms. Duffy, please mute everyone. The choice of a Sunday.
안 나, 근데.
Ms. Duffy, please mute everyone. The choice of a Sunday for a meeting is of a particular importance to Englewood Cliffs, since we are part of Bergen County. And as you know, Bergen County has blue laws that prevent certain business transactions on a Sunday. This meeting is violating the blue laws of Bergen County, in my view. In the 125-year history of Englewood Cliffs, faced with the most important issue of our history, this Democrat council majority has decided to meet on Sunday and throwing a cold, wet blanket over your democracy. They are extinguishing your rights and home values while many of you are still at church. Because we have much borough business to take care of.
Mario, we had a budget meeting on a Sunday. Do you not recall that?
To be held invalid.
That was arranged by you, by the way.
I will call this meeting to order.
He forgets that.
Protest in the best interest of the residents of Englewood Cliffs. So perhaps that you may actually learn more about what they are doing in the background.
No one's doing anything in the
Only
background,
100 people
Mayor.
here.
Let's go on with the meeting.
I reserve all my rights against the council majority and the municipal clerk. I do call this meeting.
Blah, blah, blah.
Given the Zoom format, Ms. Duffy, you are playing games. Everyone should be muted when I speak.
Mayor, everyone is muted.
Zoom format. I hereby demand from the borough clerk that I be permitted to fully chair this meeting pursuant to NJSA 4960-5C, which gives me the right to chair all meetings. And therefore, Ms. Duffy, I demand all Zoom controls from you immediately.
You are chairing the meeting, Mayor.
I do not control.
You just don't have the control. That's all.
Ms. Duffy, I am demanding that you hand over Zoom controls to me.
But that's not part of the arrangement, Mario.
Part of the law. And I know,
That's
know
not
the-
part of the law. That's
I-
part of your law,
know
Mario,
the
but that's
law
not
is-
correct.
I know the law and the arrangement never seem to fit your
Yeah.
profile.
Well, please don't mislead the public into thinking that you make the laws, because that's
Well,
not how it
no,
works.
the law is existing. I just stated it, okay?
Well, no, that's stated it as to how you see it.
Failure to permit me to fully chair the meeting, because I assume you're not going to turn over Zoom controls again, will cause this meeting to be invalid for yet another reason. And all action taken at this meeting will be invalid as well.
So then let's just get on with it then.
So here's where I'm at, right? The clerk, by not handing
your soapbox.
is being insubordinate. And these are grounds for future termination, I must say. I will continue under protest. I will continue fighting for the borough. I will continue telling everyone that we should not have any residential housing at 800 Sylvan. We should continue to appeal all decisions made by Judge Farrington. Now, the affordable housing law is a law, and we must follow it. And we did have a plan to build 100% affordable housing to satisfy our requirements. And that is what I am striving for. That's what I always strived for. And I believe Councilman Wu and Councilman Farrow have joined me in doing that as well.
Mayor, with
Further
due
demand.
respect, you say that at every meeting,
Stop.
you haven't shown
Stop
us
lying.
a plan.
You can
Stop
have-
How
lying.
are you not going to have residential at 800 Sylvan Avenue?
Stop lying.
Finish, you can have the floor, Councilwoman O, but right now I have the floor. I further demand, as does the public, all elected members of the governing body to turn on their video cameras
Come here.
so that the public and I see you at all times.
I gotta go.
As the chair of this meeting, I declare that if we can't see you, you're not here, we don't have a quorum, and the meeting is over.
Yeah, that's not the law though, Mayor.
I'm
So
here, Mario.
let's
Don't worry
just move
about it.
forward.
Closed session is also problematic. When we go into closed session, as no one else is permitted in the room, and traditionally, we do not permit phone calls in closed session. So if you don't have your camera on, it's the equivalent of having a phone call in closed session, which is not permitted.
Yeah, that's not the law either though.
Well, Mr. Marinello, you've had
Mario's
trouble.
law.
That's what the law is.
No, I actually haven't though. So, but let's just move on.
Mr. Marinello, pipe down. I know this is going to be a very long meeting, and I know you guys want to just ram this settlement through, and I'm not going to let you do it, okay? I'm not.
I don't want to do anything, Mayor. I'm just here as the part of my job responsibility.
As he's interrupting me right now because he doesn't know his place as an attorney, they intend to settle the affordable housing litigation today. I have told all professionals remain in the meeting throughout to answer all questions from the public. They never responded whether or not they would do that. Again, my position regarding affordable housing remains the same as it always was, and I believe Councilman Wu and Farrow agree. It's a good law that is being misused by developers, Fair Share Housing Council, and corrupt politicians. But since it is the law, we must comply, but on our own terms. There should be no residential housing at 800 Sylvan. We should never settle with Normandy or Fair Share Housing for that property. And we should appeal a decision made by Judge Farrington. Honestly, folks, if we lost on appeal, we would be no worse off than we are doing right now with this settlement.
That's not true, Mario.
Told us at every decision that Judge Farrington was wrong. Wrong. She made the wrong decisions because she's getting so emotional and personal about these decisions. That this is misapplying the law, that she has stepped out of bounds and is being vindictive with Englewood Cliffs because my predecessors thumbed their noses at the law for 42 years and never built anything. I am the first mayor in Englewood Cliffs to present an affordable housing plan, a 100% plan where no one makes any money. That's the key, right? Under my plan, no one makes money. Under the settlement today, there are hundreds of millions of dollars going to be filtered through. But that's not good enough for this Democratic Council majority, for the judge or Fair Share Housing, because no one makes any money in my plan. You see, the way this works in New Jersey is that Fair Share Housing pretends it cares about improving people's lives. While they themselves live in non-compliant towns. But that's okay, right? The developer makes hundreds of millions of dollars and filters it back to political campaigns who make this all possible. And the politicians appoint the judges who keep this sham going. The only people who no one really cares about are the people who actually pay the taxes in this town. And that's all the residents who are on this Zoom call and others. They care so little about you that Judge Gallipoli last week even violated your notice rights in Open Public Meetings Act when he made it exceedingly difficult for you to be able to attend a Zoom hearing. Now, picture this, because the hearing was virtual, he created blocks and obstacles for you to get into that meeting. But if it was in a live courtroom, you could just walk in the front door of that courtroom and be there. So I tell everybody on the Zoom, all the residents of Englewood Cliffs, rise up, don't take this from anyone. Now, make no mistake that in addition to the New Jersey law being misapplied, your constitutional rights are also being violated. Your rights of equal protection, due process, guarantee clause rights, and unlawful takings. Those are all being violated as well. So I hope that some residents here find their way into federal court and challenge everything that's going on here. Now, just a couple housekeeping matters before we continue with this meeting. It is a virtual meeting, and I appreciate that there's 99 people from the public on this call.
Mayor, I have to take your, Mayor.
What we will do, let me finish and you could have the floor. What we
People
will
can't
do
get in.
for the public portion, we will.
The public cannot get in because we are at the max of 100 people.
Oh, you're rude.
We need to stop the meeting for now until we address this issue.
Well, that sounds like a terrible thing, right? I guess you guys couldn't have figured that one out, but in some ways, I'm
It's
actually.
your meeting. You should figure it out.
Mayor, you're violating the residents' rights
Well,
by
then you know
not
what?
stopping the meeting
All right,
and
then
letting these
everybody-
people in.
Okay,
You
well.
ju-
Somebody muted me. Ms. Duffy, do not ever mute me again. That will be the last time.
Mayor, we have to stop the meeting until we figure this out because you just accused the courts of violating people's rights. If you don't let these people in, you're violating their rights.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
You know what?
So
You're
just
absolutely right. And I wish somebody told me that,
take a-
Councilwoman Minow.
Okay, well, I'm telling you now.
All right,
So
well,
we
you know
gotta
what?
stop the meeting right now.
Well, here's the thing. The notice was our 2 p.m. meeting. It is now 2:15. Okay? We will have to reschedule this meeting. All right. Break the link, Lizette.
We're not rescheduling the meeting. We're just taking a break to address this.
You can't take a break if you don't have people here.
We have people here. We just can't have more than 100 people and we need to figure it out, Mayor.
Well, here's something I told the clerk months ago, is to make sure we have unlimited capacity on Zoom. And I guess nobody listened to me when I said that. So,
Lizette, let's take a break and try to figure out how to let the residents in.
Mayor, let's
I
start
sure
the
am.
meeting from the beginning, please.
But,
So I-
can you stop and let Lizette take the meeting?
no,
please?
I'm doing it today because quite frankly, she's trampled over my rights and I'm
Okay.
going to take the roll call. Councilman
All right,
Aversa here, Councilwoman O,
Here,
Councilman Song. He's absent.
Councilman Song is still muted.
Councilman Song, are you there?
He's muted, Mayor.
He's unmuted.
I'm here. I was muted.
Councilman Wu? You have to unmute the council, Ms. Duffy.
There's two William Wu's on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my computer on and my phone on just in case.
Councilwoman Sabari?
Here.
Here.
Councilman Farrell?
Yeah.
Okay, as we always do at the start of a meeting, we salute the flag of the United States of America. Please rise and do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag.
The flag
of the United States of
of the United
America,
States of America,
to the republic for which it stands,
which is one nation,
Under God.
under God,
Indivisible.
liberty
Liberty
and justice for all.
What I'd also like to do, Madam Clerk, please read the Open Public Meetings Act statement.
Adequate notice of this Zoom meeting was given to the press and posted as required. Date and time of this meeting was legally given as required by the Open Public Meeting Act. This notice is on file with the municipal clerk and posted on the bulletin board. The minutes of this meeting will be made available to the public upon the completion of typing and proofreading by the municipal clerk.
Okay, thank you. So on Friday, there was an email sent by the borough, not by me. I wanted to have the right to look at everything that goes out, but the clerk did not give me that luxury and violated my rights again.
Actually, Mayor,
So,
that's false. I
don't-
sent an email out Friday and waited for you to respond.
Nope, never got it. But
Okay,
here's the
of
thing.
course.
The public is very confused by what they received on Friday. And I know they had a lot of questions. So I think before we go into closed session, what would be best here today would be to open this meeting to the public before closed session so they could discuss that email from Friday, go into closed session, and then come out and reopen again after. So can I have a motion to
No.
open to the public?
No, that's a
Why don't we
ridiculous.
just do it later? That's
Can I have a
silly.
motion to open to the public?
Mayor,
Move.
Mayor, our
So
professional.
Councilman Farrell made a motion. Is there a second?
Mayor,
Wait, I think you have people muted, Ms. Duffy. You have Jimmy muted and you have
No, I don't have Jimmy muted.
Yes,
Well,
you
they're
do.
muting themselves.
Councilman Wu is seconding.
I second that. I was muted again. I was muted
No.
all throughout.
No, Councilman Wu, please don't start
I
these
was
fallacies.
muted. I was
Yes,
muted.
of course.
Miss Sabari, Miss Duffy.
Sure.
Let's be clear, okay? I
Let's
texted
not
you as well.
lie.
I
It's a
texted
Sunday,
you as well on your
Councilman
cell
Wu, with all
phone.
due
I
respect.
texted you on your cell phone. You saw it,
Don't
okay?
yell at me. I
I
did
was
not
muted.
mute you.
I should not be
You're
muted
muting
as
yourself. You're
all of
muting
the-
yourself,
No, I am
Councilman,
not
with
muting
all due
myself. You are
respect.
muting me, Miss
Yes,
okay,
of
Duffy.
course.
this is not getting us anywhere.
But right
Mayor,
now,
Mayor?
by example, right now.
Mayor, can I please have the floor?
No,
Mayor,
we're in the middle of a
we are
vote.
going to go into closed session, and when we come out, we are going to have the professionals address.
We had a
Public.
motion.
There's a
Right.
motion on the floor.
We had a motion and it was
Take the
seconded.
vote on the motion. Just take
All
the
right.
vote and we'll move on.
So Councilman Aversa, open to the public now?
Councilpersons Pharaoh,
No, Lizette, I'm taking care of this.
Now, Mr.
You're not-
Mayor, you
you're
don't
not
get to,
doing that,
you don't get to
Mario.
do that, Mr. Mayor. The clerk is.
Councilman Aversa.
The clerk runs the meeting, you just chair the meeting.
No, I'm chairing the meeting.
Mayor, you're
No.
just chairing the meeting. Let the clerk do her job.
Clerk is going to record the votes.
No, she's gonna
No.
take the roll
She
call.
takes the roll call, Mario.
You're not the clerk.
Councilman Aversa.
Mayor, you're not the clerk. You don't
No, but
do
you
roll
don't
calls.
understand. The actual clerk's duties are not this, okay? This
Yes,
is-
they are.
No.
It's always
Go
been
read the
the
council.
clerk's duties. Mayor, you don't do the roll calls.
This clerk
Lizette,
has
Lizette,
violated my
please
rights.
roll call.
No,
No,
Councilman,
mayor doesn't get to do that.
Mario, you don't get to do that, and you know it. Stop.
are you a no vote? Or
Stop.
a yes vote?
Just stop.
Councilman Pharaoh,
Are you a no vote or a yes vote, Councilman Aversa?
You're not taking the roll call, Mario. You don't even know your job.
I do know my job.
No,
But
apparently you don't.
You guys have been doing it wrong for.
As usual, Mario, you think you make the rules. That's not how it works.
No. I
Follow
looked
the
at
rules.
I
Follow
looked
the
at-
rules.
I looked at the rules over the weekend, and quite frankly, if I have a clerk who's trampling over my rights as mayor.
no, Mayor, I'm
I
not.
hear from her in a
You
meeting.
know what, Mario? You need to once again sue all of us like you always do. And waste
By the
more
way, thanks for
taxpayers'
reminding
dollars.
me. I filed an appeal to the investigation of corruption against you, Ed, on Friday.
Oh, I thought I wasn't corrupt.
Because you
Mario.
lost it.
I thought you said before I wasn't corrupt. You
Yes.
lost that one.
So we,
You
yeah, well,
appealed
the
me,
front of Judge
you
Barrett-
got your butt kicked again, Mario.
Lizette,
Tell
can you
everybody
please take the
that.
roll call?
You better smirk and
Councilperson
laugh 'cause
Farrell?
you keep losing.
Councilperson Pharaoh,
Can you make a decision about this over here, please? Can I hear the decision?
I'm
Your
taking the
decision is
vote
whether
to
you
go
vote yes
into
or no.
open
Who's taking
to
the vote?
public. I am, Mr. Pharaoh.
Ramon, take a vote.
We're waiting for Mr. Farrow's decision, his answer.
Yeah, I
Please.
know. What are we waiting for? Come on, let's go.
Be kind.
Ramon? Are you voting yes or no?
Well, I want a decision.
Well,
Who's
you
You know
going to
what?
take
It's
the
your
vote?
decision. You need to say yes or no.
So Ramon, go ahead and vote.
Oh, you have to wait for the mayor to.
Oh, yeah,
tell you
Mario,
to
we
vote?
got-
Well, I wanted
Mario,
to hear a decision. Okay?
Can you just be kind, Gloria?
The
Oh my
rule
God,
is
you're
that the clerk
hysterical,
takes the
Mario.
roll call, Ramon. So she's asking you, how do you vote? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Councilperson Sabari,
No.
O,
No.
Sung,
No.
Aversa,
We're gonna open to the public anyway, so no.
Wu.
Yes.
It's 4 noes and 2 yeses, Mayor.
They say make a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Going to closed session.
I'm sorry. Councilman Aversa,
Second?
Councilpersons Pharaoh,
Going to closed section?
yes.
You're allowed to vote on this, Ramon. Mario won't yell at you.
Be nice, will you?
No,
I
really.
was.
What's wrong with
I'm
you?
sorry, I didn't hear the councilman.
You sound like you're in a rush, Ed.
Sounds like
Are we keeping you from a
Yes.
appointment?
Okay. Councilperson Sabari,
Yes.
O,
Yes.
Sung,
Yes.
Aversa,
Yes.
Wu.
yes.
Resolution 142. Whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs has deemed it necessary to go into closed session to discuss certain confidential matters. Whereas the minutes of the closed session will remain confidential as permitted under the Open Public Meetings Act or shall be released when there is no further need for confidentiality as authorized by the borough attorney. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs will go into closed session for the following matters as permitted under the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12, pending litigation regarding Borough of Englewood Cliffs affordable housing, BERL 6119-15, and 800 Sylvan Avenue LLC versus Borough of Englewood Cliffs, BERL 69-18, and A-4019-17 T2.
Before we
Thank
go
you.
into closed session, I just want to say that at 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock, it was notice provided to the public when a Zoom call. The Zoom call was limited to 100 participants. As a result, many residents were unable to join at 2 p.m.
Mayor, there's 150 participants.
Since that time, and at about 2:35, the clerk was able to expand the number of people who could participate. And we are right now up to 150.
152.
However, there may have been people who tried to join at 2 and were not aware of the increased quota that could be accommodated. As a result, if any of those people were unable to join or didn't know that the link was reopened because they got a message that said that there was no meeting, this meeting is invalid. It's a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act, and I am proceeding under protest. Right now, we are going to go into closed session, which means that only the governing body, the mayor and council, and the attorneys, such as they are, and other professionals will go into closed session. The public will be put into a waiting room until we come out. And I'm not sure how long it'll be. And I apologize again that this is taking place on a Sunday afternoon, but the Democrats on our council could care less about your Sunday afternoon.
That's not true.
It is true. It is absolutely true. You could have done this tomorrow.
That is
Yeah,
not
I'm
true.
not saying that.
Because
Go into
none of us
closed
have anything
session,
better
Mayor.
to do,
Please.
Mario.
You couldn't do this tomorrow? You could have done this tomorrow. You
Why-
guys
you know
have been
why- you know
recommended-
why we couldn't do it
Months.
tomorrow, Mario.
Mayor, may I start putting people
Yes,
in the
just-
waiting room?
Just go ahead and do it. It's
Marinelli,
already
you
voted
have
on.
no executory control, okay?
Yeah,
Yes, Ms. Duffy, you could put them into. Marinelli,